and we'll begin. Take a comfortable seat. And as you land here today, look out the window, if you have one, at the beautiful morning that's coming our way. Feel the space that you're inside of, the room, any memories that are there. And let yourself land on your seat. Land in your breath. And if it's comfortable, close your eyes. If not, let your eyes drape towards the floor and relax. Feel into what's above you and behind you and all around you. And feel into a fluid breath. Relax your neck, your jaw, your shoulders. One of our yamas, our social ethical principles in yoga, is aparigraha. Why don't you all say it? Aparigraha, which means non-clinging, non-grasping. It means that we don't want to hold too tight to things. And originally, it meant not to be too possessive, not to cling to possessions, but to be willing to let them go. Over time, that has evolved to us thinking as yogis and yoginas about what else we might cling to. Thoughts, judgments, grudges. We may cling to aspects of our identity that could change if they weren't so rigid. We may cling to certain ways of looking at ourselves or those we love. The invitation in Aparigraha is to take a good look at what we cling to, what we grasp and hold tight to, and see if there's anything there we're ready to let go. And so I invite you for the next few breaths to feel into your heart mind, to feel into your attitudes, and see. Is there anything you can relinquish that might feel good to let go? I joked in Tuesday's class that I didn't grasp and cling to my lesson plan. I let it go to follow Jonathan's request. And that letting go actually felt good because I felt I was meeting the needs of students in the room. And sometimes letting go can feel so good, like a good spring clean. Are there things in your closet, in your house, in your garage that you're ready to let go of, that someone else might be able to make use of? I was thinking of that this morning and thinking, a lot of times I hold on to things thinking, oh, I love that sundress, but I haven't worn it in 2 years. Someone else may really enjoy wearing it. Do I need to keep it for another 5 before I let it go? Fluid breath. And what is it you're ready to let go? An invitation in the Annamaya kosha, the physical body, is to let go tension, stress, gripping, even clinging to a certain way of doing a pose, clinging to habitual patterns in life. And my invitation today is to see if you can let go of those patterns. Let go habits and enter each pose anew. Feel it fresh. Let go tension long held in the body, even with this next breath. What tension, what strain can you release out on your exhales? So let's gently begin Ujjayi breath. And feel the vibrations of the outgoing. Let these exhales carry tension and stress out of your body and mind, heart, out of your organs. And as you let go of this tension, feel how it's an opening for energy to move. This too is the practice of Aparigraha. Let's inhale our hands to our hearts. May we be fully present with ourselves, mind, body, heart, habits, ways of thinking. And may we see the rest of this week and weekend, which we might like to let go. Namaste. Okay. Let's come to standing. And let's begin to move, flowing gently side to side. Oh, just maybe circling the shoulder as you lean towards it. Notice, do you find any stress or tension in the neck or shoulder that you would like to let go in this practice today? And then let yourself float up onto one leg and then the other, floating across. Let your knees bend as much as feels comfortable. And feel into your biotensegrity, the integrity and tension of this biomechanical system that allows you to gently bounce side to side. You don't have to over effort. Let go. You're over efforting and just allow that bounce to occur. And land your feet, encircle the arms skyward and release them earthward. And inhale and exhale. And stretch into your myofascial web. And release your hands earthward and inhale up the other way. And exhale down. Fluid breath. Finding any strain or limitation or tension in the body you would like to address. You would like to stretch open, letting the tension out. Releasing your hands to your hips, allow your arms to release from the shoulder socket as they spin around your body. Let the front hand come up and gently tap your lung, back hand the kidneys. In Qigong, this movement is called knocking on the door of life. And knocking on the door of life, we knock on the lungs and the kidneys. When we knock on the lungs, we're invited to release old grief. Don't cling to it. Don't hold it in the tissues of the body. Let it run out. And we're invited to knock on the kidneys in the back body and release our fears, any fears that limit us. Of course, we have to be ready to let these go. But if there's old grief or fear, you're ready to loosen up and no longer cling to, let it out. And then invite your arms again to swing as if now your lungs and kidneys could let this energy flow right out through your fingertips into the earth to be composted. Let go even your control over the swinging. See if you can just relax into the motion once you get it going. How little effort can you put into it? Because sometimes less effort allows for more opening. And come back to center, stepping your feet wide, turning feet out, let your knees open out over your second metatarsals, arms coming up. Exhale, pinky fingers together. Inhale into your back body. Inhale, open your arms, lift your heart. And let your body just move forward to back. Feeling for any compression or tension in the body you'd like to release. Moving slowly enough to feel into this inner landscape and discover what it is you might be ready to let go. And next time you open, reach your hands skyward, stretching your hands, lift your heels and bend your knees, bend your arms and reach and release, stretching the body open. Stretch each finger out into the glove of your hand. Imagine the bones can float. The glove is getting larger as you stretch it. The whole glove of the body is opening so your bones can float in this myofascial matrix. And come up to standing. Step 1 foot forward, the other back, rock step. Take your rock step wide enough front to back that you can easily come towards your Vira 1. Knee over ankle, rooting down from the pelvis into both legs. Float your arms skyward. Fluid breath. From your pelvis, root into the four corners of each foot. Exhale. Hands to the heart, bow forward, humble warrior. Unfurl your wings behind you. Hug your hips towards the midline to create banks to the energy flow inside you. And inhale, float your arms skyward, lifting your heart. And exhale forward. And it's fluid as we lift with a long breath And exhale, release. Let the ujjayi continue to move through you if it feels comfortable in the poses, cleansing you out for some new delight. Ooh, that's a Rumi poem line. Fluid breath. And this next time, as you inhale up, rearrange your feet for warrior two. And draw the back hand forward towards the front hand through your heart center. Fluid breath. Watch your back hand move and feel how as you draw it forward, it stretches the shoulder blade and the rib cage around your torso. This time when you float back, come into your dancing warrior and float forward to your Parsvakonasana. Bow your heart towards earth and inhale your heart towards the heavens. Fluid breath. Stretching through your crown. That's one habit I've let go of this teacher training. I think I've almost always said Parsvakonasana, but it's Parsvakonasana. Fluid breath. You can even teach old yoga teachers new tricks. Exhale, float back up. Straighten your front leg, turn it in, and step the other leg forward, rock step. Remember, you want your heels to land also at least sit bone distance wide. You are not walking on a tightrope. Exhale, bring your forward knee forward. And while your forward knee comes forward, bring your back hand to your groin. Draw your femur bone back towards your back heel and feel how you can create a little more hollow in that back leg groin. We don't want to hang this femur bone into these ligaments. Draw it back, reach your tailbone alongside your back heel and lift your low back rib ring. Lift your mid-chest ring, lift the base of your skull. And then lift your arms into whatever position is right for you. It might be a wide open funnel or arms parallel to earth. You find your warrior one. Breathe deeply into it. Stretch the glove of your body open to release tension. Exhale, hands to the heart, unfurl them back behind you, palms down. Humble warrior. Make sure you have banks to your river so your hips aren't sliding apart from each other. And inhale, float up again. And follow your own ujjayi breath. And as you move through these warriors, think, what is it this week I want to let go of? What is it that I cling hard to, that I'm ready to let go? And next time you float up, open your arms, rearrange your feet, warrior two. Remember, front heel aligns with back heel. Back hand comes around towards the front hand. Exhale it back. Fluid breath. Stretching and twisting those back ribs a little bit. So I want you to notice that so far in the class, I've had you do knocking on the door of life, which is gentle twisting. I've had you do the opening and closing of arms in goddess pose to get open the ribs away from the upper spine. And now we're doing this gentle twisting. Floating back, lift up into your dancing warrior, stretching your spine in a different direction. And exhale forward into your Parsvakonasana. Exhale, heart towards earth. Inhale, heart towards the heavens. Another twist. Fluid breath. opening the body. Twists are poses that align physically well with taking new perspectives. And Aparigraha is inviting us to look deep inside and see, what is it we cling to? What is it we're ready to let go of? Perhaps there's someone we haven't forgiven, and it's time to relinquish that old pain. Exhale, float up, straightening your front leg, turning your foot in and stepping your feet together. Pause in mountain pose, heels planted. Feel where your center palate is and let the hot air balloon lift you from center palate. Step one foot, let's step our left foot forward, right foot back, rock step. Land both your feet, heels not on your tightrope. Inhale, float your arms up, and exhale, gently twist towards your front leg and your back leg. Let it be a gentle swinging. No force this early in the morning, this early in the practice. Fluid breath. If this feels comfortable, we can bend our knee towards our warrior one, continuing the gentle twisting, letting energy drain from our heart center, out our arms. Old tension. Any emotions we're ready to let go. Let them drain out your arms. And come back to center. Hands to the heart, rooting from the pelvis down. Inhale, lift the heart, lift your crown. Exhale, twist gently towards your front left leg. You can lift the back heel up and settle even deeper into your lunge. You can bring the forward right hand across your knee and open the left arm back. We're not coming into full Parsva Konasana with the elbow. We're staying tall. Root down into your legs and shine out of your back hamstring. Fluid breath. Now ask yourself, am I gripping anywhere in this pose where I can let go of the gripping where it's not needed? How do I keep integrity in the pose without gripping it too hard? And exhale, hands to the heart. Step forward. Step your next foot back, your left foot back. Rock step. And as you find a wide enough stance forward to back, let your arms begin to spin around your body. See if you can release tension from the shoulders, from the neck. Let go any gripping in the jaw or the face. Let your arms come up higher. Notice if the twist changes. This is where we started on the other side. Let your arms come back down. Do you have more freedom with the arms lower? Do you get more of a twist as you come higher in the upper spine? If that doesn't feel good, come lower again. If this is okay, bend into your front knee. If you want to come deeper into the twist, bring the left hand across your right knee. Reach the right arm behind you. Integrity in the pose means bringing your right shoulder blades strong onto your back. Maybe you lift your back heel and settle deeper into the lunge. Remember, release the femur bone of the back leg back so you don't hang in the back ligaments, the back groin. Fluid breath. Can you sustain your ujjayi breath and release tension that isn't needed here? And exhale, release around. Step your feet back together and shake your body. Bounce and shake. And let go any tension you've built up during your night's sleep, during your early morning. Could be physical tension. It could be emotional tension. Really shake it out. Move your body. Let your arms shake towards the floor and lift them back up. Shake from one side around to the other. Whatever feels good. Arms can go high in the sky. Let the tension go. You know your body. How do you shake it out? Release, 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 release. Okay. Let's bring in a block or the chair. We're moving towards, well, actually, let's bring in 2 blocks or the chair for Parsvottanasana. Stepping your right foot forward, left foot back, take your rock step. Land both feet. Make sure you're not walking on the tightrope and you can bring your hips around towards the front. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hinge forward, drawing the front leg hip crease back. You may be able to bring your hands down to the blocks or to the chair seat, or you could have your hands on the back of the chair. Remember how we push the chair seat forward? You decide what height is best for you. It is better to try to find a long spine with long legs than it is to come immediately into the bent knee to get lower, okay? So it would be better to be up high with your chair and have a long spine and release the front hip crease back and really stretch the spine long, especially early in the morning, than to try to get to the floor. If you start on the chair, you can walk your fingers down to the seats or even down to the bottom rung. You may get to the point where, oh yeah, I really stretched my spine out. Now I can bring my hands down to the blocks. Remember here, we want the tailbone higher than the top of the sacrum, higher than the vertebrae as they roll down towards your head. Fluid breath. Front leg hip crease drawing back. Grounding from the pelvis into the 4 corners of each foot. Inviting that Ujjayi breath deep into the body to move the energy. To move out the tension. To create more freedom in our physical form. And walk your hands back up. Reach from your rooting legs to your fingertips. And exhale, hands to the heart. Pause in mountain pose. So there, as far as languaging goes, I was telling you, here's what we're doing. We're stretching the body open to breathe out the tension. Why? To find more freedom and ease in the body. So our consciousness of the tension inside the pose, the conscious release of that tension, leads us towards Ananda, freedom, right? Bliss. Step your next leg forward, rock step. Land your feet. Remember, you want them reasonably wide, front to back. Too many of you are standing narrow, heels aligned on a tightrope. Take them as wide as your sit bones. Inhale, reach your hands skyward. Lift your low back rib ring away from your pelvis. Exhale, hinge forward. I like using the chair. Stretching forward, whether you are on the chair or not. Really draw your front leg hip crease back. Perhaps walk your fingertips down to the seat. Breathe into the body. Don't be in a rush to get to the floor. Really try to find opening. Because what happens if we go too deep is parts of the body begin to grip. They try to hold us together as we take a shape that we're not quite ready for. So we let go of holding too tightly to the ego that wants our pose to look a certain way, and we feel into the pose from the inside out. What feels right as we take this shape? And it may not look like the yoga journal model. That's okay. We're feeling the pose from the inside. We are allowing energy to move. We're not gripping too tightly. We're not kinking the garden hose in effort. Energy flows. And as we hold the pose, we move inside the pose. We stretch open, letting go tension. Feeling the joy of opening up the body. Exhale, rooting down from the pelvis into the feet. Float back up and step your legs together. Mountain pose. Relax into mountain. Release into healthy postural alignment. Notice how your body feels. Okay. Let's now either bring the seat to the left edge of the chair or the block or both as we come into our revolved triangle. Okay. Now, step like you're going to come back into your Parsvottanasana and step your right foot forward next to your chair, which is on your left. And I am mirroring you. Okay, so now ground both legs in your Parsvottanasana. From your pelvis, root down and inhale up through your crown. Lengthen forward, come into your Parsvottanasana first, and then bring your left hand to the chair seat or the block. Make sure you can draw your front leg hip crease back. In fact, put your right hand into your hip crease, draw your hip crease back. Make sure that right waistline is long. Then rooting down into the left arm without hyperextending your elbow, lift your right arm skyward. Stretch from hand to hand. Reach your head out of your shoulder girdle. Breathe into the pose. Invite your pose to stretch open on the inhales as you root down through your legs. On your next exhale, bring your right hand to your hip, your lifted arm to your hip. Lift your back heel and bend into your front leg, coming into a lunge. Pause in your lunge. And again, open your arms skyward. Fluid breath, coming back into a twist with your knee bent, coming towards our revolved Parsvottanasana. Fluid breath. Now ask yourself, what are my habits and poses? Can I come out of those habits? We all have them. So feel into your own body. Do you tend to overarch your spine? Can you reach your tailbone for your heel? Do you tend to hyperextend the elbow? Can you come out? Do you clench your traps up towards your skull? Feel into your body. See if you can let go gripping. And exhale, release your top arm. Lower your back heel back to the floor. Float up and step your feet together. Mountain pose. A fluid, three-dimensional breath. And then take your chair or your block to the other side. And step your left foot forward, right foot back, rock step. Setting the foundation is super important. Remember, you want to be wide enough, forward to back, wide enough, side to side, that you create a really stable base. Hands to your pelvic rim, press down, root through the legs, and inhale, lift your heart skyward, stretch out through your crown. Notice, I want people to have energy right here, so I've raised my voice, I've raised my energy. Now exhale, lengthen your spine forward. Draw back with your front hip crease as you rest your right hand onto your prop. Float your left arm open like a wing, left shoulder blade on your back. And as you're ready, open your heart, twisting towards your front leg. And as you twist towards your front leg, root from your pelvis into the four corners of each foot. Establish your strong foundation, and from that, breathe deep into your torso. Now feel into the pose. Can you let go any tension, any gripping that you've created in the pose that may be coming out slightly? Can you let go habitual patterns and feel into this pose as if you were doing it for the very first time? Release your top arm. Bring your hand to your hip. Lift your back heel. Float into a front lunge. Hug in the banks of your river again. And then twist open one more time, lifting your left wing. Reach back through the back leg and out through your crown. Reach from your pelvis deep into the earth and shine your hands skyward. Reach through each thumb, each finger. And then relax into noticing the pose. Is there any gripping you can release? On the outgoing exhaled ujjayi breath, is there any emotional or mental tension you want to let go? And release your lifted arm, ground your back heel, float your arms skyward. And exhale, step your feet together, mountain pose. Heels under sit bones, second metatarsals parallel. We pause, floating in mountain. Let the hot air balloon lift you from center palate. Relax your legs down onto earth. Breathe space between your vertebrae. One of the intentions of twists is to help us open the fascial tissue around the circumference of the spine so that you have more space between your vertebrae. Imagine with each inhale, you can gently pump up the discs between your vertebrae, creating a cushioning that allows for fluid motion in the spine. Fluid breath. Okay, move the chair out of your way unless you want to use it for your sun salutation in front, and bring your blocks in. So chair or blocks are fine. You could have your chair seat right here. Inhale, reach for the sky, sun salutation. Exhale, hands to the heart, Utkatasana. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, keeping your knees steady, twist one direction. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist the other direction. Legs are steady, but your toes don't have to grip the earth. We inhale, center. Exhale, the twist. A fluid breath. Ujjayi breath. Let go the tension out of your low back, out of your jaw. Come back to center and release your hands towards your props or the floor. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, step your right leg back. Lower your blocks to medium if you're using them. And everybody, Bring your blocks in or place your hands on your chair seat. Heel lifted, come down into your high lunge. And right here again, feel the difference between dropping your back leg groin towards the floor. Go ahead, try that for a second. And buoying it up towards the back of your pelvis. This is healthier alignment, creating a softness in the back leg groin. Fluid breath. Now, lower your back heel to the floor. So we're coming into revolved Parsvakonasana. We're going to do it in a few steps. Lift your left arm skyward. Float your left shoulder blade onto your back. So you're twisting towards your front leg. I'm mirroring you. Fluid breath. And feel how that feels to have your heel down. And feel up through the arch of your foot to your knee. If it's too much strain on your knee, allow the back heel to open again. Okay, you decide. It does not have to be a strain on your ankle or your knee. It's a choice. Exhale, release your hand back down. Take an inhale in your high lunge. Hug your hips towards midline, creating banks to your river. And lift again. Inhale, float your arms skyward. Now you may want to stay here. Some of you may lift the right elbow and cross your front knee. Bring your hands, palms together, and look back over your back shoulder. Fluid, three-dimensional breath. Slowly over time, the hips lower so that you're in a long line from your back heel up through the crown of your head. But your body may not be ready to go there yet. And remember, it's an early morning practice. You're twisting towards the front leg. Yep. Fluid breath. One more deep breath. See, is there any tension you don't need in this pose? Let's take a couple more, actually. Feel into the pose. Where could you let go and overgrip it? And release. Hands back to your blocks or move them out of your way. Step back, downward dog. And walk your dog. Fluid breath. Float forward into your plank and down to the floor. Inhale up, baby cobra. Lengthen from your pelvis through your crown. Release your shoulders away from your ears. Perhaps your legs can float up off the floor in a baby salambasana. Fluid breath. Even here, as you strengthen the back body, where can you let go tension? You can stay here or place your hands on the floor. Isometrically draw them back as you lift up through your crown, rolling up. Take a deep inhale into your body and exhale. Draw the hands back as you lengthen the spine back down, hands back by your hips. Inhale up, Salambasana. Shoulder blades strong on the back, collarbones smiling. Extend your neck out of your shoulder girdle. Fluid, three-dimensional breath. Exhale, release hands, feet, and head towards the floor. Inhale, float up. Exhale, release. Inhale, float. Exhale, release. Inhale, hands under your shoulders. Roll back, child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together. Rest into your child's pose. Wag your tail. Rock your hips side to side. When we come into child's pose and we rest our head onto a block or the floor, our head is bowed beneath our heart. And if there are thoughts, limiting emotions, that we're ready to let go. Let them drain out through your forehead, through your crown. Breathe them out on an ujjayi exhale. Plant each finger evenly spaced on the mat. Draw them towards your center palm and roll up into downward dog. Walk your dog. Lift your left leg up behind you. Stretch long. Lower your left foot. Lift your right leg up behind you. Stretch long. And step your right leg through. Bring in your blocks or your chair seat, which would be ready to be under your left hand. And plant your back heel, floating your right arm up. High lunge twist. Preparation for revolved Parsva Konasana. Uttita Parita Parsva Konasana. From your pelvis, root down into your legs. Lengthen through your crown. Feel the vibrant energy in the pose and ask yourself, how can I move inside this pose to release unnecessary tension? And it may mean coming out of it slightly, coming out of the twist, or lifting fingertips. Release the top arm back down, lift your back heel for a moment. Settle into your high lunge. Drop your back leg towards the floor. You may feel a nice stretch in that ligament, but we don't want to hang out there in a pose. Buoy that groin back up. Lift the femur bone towards the back of the pelvis and keep that action. You may lower your heel again or keep it lifted. And you may float your right arm back to the sky. This time, if you'd like, lift your left arm off the block. Wrap your left elbow over the right femur. Bring your palms together. Remember the banks of your river at each hip, because the hips may want to slide apart, especially if you're bendy. Hug them in towards midline, and from the pelvis, root deeply into earth. From your pelvis, lengthen the spine. Your palms can press together. Your front arm press into the front femur. Deep and fluid breath. Feeling the pose wherever you are. Honoring your body. Exhale. Hands back to the blocks or the floor. Step back, downward dog. And walk your dog. So if you have students that cannot come that deep into a trajectory like this of poses, then remind them they could come back. I should have done this. They could come back to revolved triangle instead. Okay. Fluid breath. Or they could just stay in the high lunge, or they could stay in the partial twist. So there are always options. If you sequence your poses well, then they can come back to the previous pose or the previous rendition of the pose, and you don't force anybody into uncomfortable positions. Float forward into your plank. Hold your plank for a moment. From your shoulders, root down into your hands, into each finger pad. Feel into the strong length of your spine. Invite in the ujjayi breath. Even here, where can you let go unnecessary tension? Think of the Qigong master in the park, the Zen master watching him in his crane pose, standing poised on one leg with the other leg and wings lifted. And the Zen master says, relax here, and lightly touches his calf. If the Zen master were watching you in your plank, where would the Zen master touch you and say, relax here, release here? Release your knees to the floor, lift your feet, lift your chin. Take your lower jaw forward of your upper jaw, stretch your throat. And roll back into child's pose. Deep and fluid breath into your back body. Resting on earth. Letting go whatever you're ready to let go on your Ujjayi breath. The practice of Aparigraha, letting go possessions, thoughts, emotions, habits. Okay, let's inhale up and take our legs forward, lying down on our backs. Have either your bolster or blocks nearby for support for a bridge pose. And bring in your yoga therapy ball for a minute. Bring it under one side, hip and buttock, and just roll the ball underneath you. If you don't have a ball, you could open into eye of the needle pose. Fluid breath. Rolling side to side across the ball. We worked on hip opening through both revolved triangle and revolved Parsvakonasana. It's nice when you twisted the hips open then to give that a little additional support by rolling the fascial tissue so fluid can move through. Let your students know why you're doing things. Sometimes this helps people understand the importance of things that to them may not feel that important until you educate them about why. I've been using the image of fascia getting stuck together as if it were saran wrap that had been heated in the sun or blown on with a hairdryer, and how it gets all kind of glued together. When we roll the hip with a ball, we release those fascial stuck layers so that there's a nice fluid layer between them. So the fascial material can slide and glide over itself without gripping too hard onto a different layer. And if you imagine these fascial layers are also wrapped around your nerve bundles, if they get too tight and they don't let things move, you can see how that would put strain on the nerves. So let go of the first side, take it to the other side. Fluid breath rolling across the buttock. Remembering that beneath the glutes, there are the deep six muscles that sling your hip together. These muscles help us turn out the leg, turn in the leg. We want to keep their fascial layers fluid. So we roll the ball to assist us in letting go. So often we keep things we don't even realize we keep, right? We hold on to tension we didn't realize was there, stored in our body. This practice has been a kind of cleaning house. It's a spring clean before summer arrives. All right, release off of the ball. And bring your bolster under you for a moment for a supported bridge. Releasing the tension of the hips will also help people release the low back. As you come into your bridge, make sure you cat tilt, tailbone towards the sky a little bit, and then lengthen your shoulders and spine away from your hips on the bolster. Bring your hands to your belly and breathe into your hands, your side waist, your low back. A fluid breath. Rest onto your prop. If you'd like a little more stretch, take one leg long over your block or your bolster. If you'd like to switch to the other side. Gentle back bends can help us release twists. We come back towards symmetry. And some of you will take both legs long over your prop. And gently step your feet in. Lift your legs towards the sky. Take your right leg open overhead, left leg long. You can bring your hands up along the front of the right leg. Remember, the right knee can bend. And notice how, once again, you are in Parsvottanasana. If your feet were standing on the floor, you're in Parsvottanasana. You can draw your leg towards your chest as much as feels okay in your body. And then as you're ready, switch sides. Notice how the pose changes when you turn it upside down. How what you might notice in the pose is different. Taking different perspectives keeps us with beginner's mind in our yoga practice. Yoga is a practice that helps us really tune in to the inner landscape. We don't become experts. The more we know, the more we realize we don't know. Exhale, legs together, bend the knees slightly, and just pause with your breath. If you know you're going to be on your feet all day and staying with legs up feels good, go ahead and do that. If you'd rather release your hips from the bolster and drape your legs over the bolster for Shavasana, do that. Come in to your relaxation. Continue to notice where you might be gripping or grasping. Continue to see what you're ready to let go of. Dana Faulds, in her poems from the Heart of Yoga, Go In and In, offers us another view into letting go. Let it go. Let go of the ways you thought your life would unfold. The holding of plans or dreams or expectations. Let it all go. Save your strength to swim with the tide. The choice to fight what is here before you now will only result in struggle, fear, and desperate attempts to flee from the very energy you long for. Let go. Let it all go and flow with the grace that washes you through your days, whether you receive it gently or with all your quills raised to defend against invaders. Take this unfaith. The mind may never find the explanations that it seeks, but you will move forward nonetheless. Let go, and the wave's crest will carry you to unknown shores, beyond your wildest dreams or destinations. Let it all go, and find a place of rest and peace and certain transformation. Gently bring energy back into your fingers and your toes. Sorry to shorten Shavasana. Wish I could leave you here for 10 minutes. As you're ready, stretch deep in your breath and perhaps roll over to your side. As you're ready, slowly make your way back up to a comfortable seat. And when you arrive in your seat, contemplate how to carry this practice, any aha moments you had in your body, mind, or heart, forward into your day. Let's inhale our hands to our hearts and bow our heads. May we all feel into this Yama Aparigraha today. With curiosity, let's ask ourselves, what do we grasp at? What do we cling to? And why? Is there any of it we are now ready to let go? May we find freedom in releasing possessions, thoughts, emotions, old habits that no longer serve us. Namaste. And thank you for your practice. Okay. Any thoughts? Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of the same poses that I've done all week.
Uh-huh.
because of my practice with my teenagers and Tuesday's practice and me practicing on my own.
Uh-huh.
I want
So,
to get to it.
yeah, you're
I'm getting
getting,
so.
but you're sore. Yeah. And I had you hold poses a little longer today because I wanted you to feel into them for where you might grip yourself to get into a pose. I also saw some of you modifying and finding your poses as I looked around the room. Those of you in this training, I felt like you were finding those poses well, not necessarily forcing yourself into the full rendition. And that's great. To me, a more advanced practitioner is the one who doesn't just try to egoically get into the full pose, but feels into their body in the moment. You might be able to get into that pose later today, but in the moment, you're like, no, not yet. I'm still waking up. And that will keep you healthy in the yoga practice longer, probably, hopefully for good. Good.
I loved how you brought in the theme into the warm up and the twisting and the bit about like releasing from your lungs and letting go. I just thought it was a really beautiful way to like embody the theme very quickly, you know.
Good.
And I think especially now thinking about my theme not just as like the introduction and the ending, but like how you bring it into the poses. I thought that was really nice, and I'll take that nugget.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm glad you picked up on that, Hannah. You're all getting more of the subtleties now. Like I saw it even in that last circle. You're realizing, oh, yeah, I can pull this in different places. It doesn't have to just be while they're standing in Tadasana between poses. It could actually be in the poses or in the movements. So you choose your warm ups kind of, based on what is it I want them to get out of it. And if you can draw their attention to that, then that helps with the awakening, right? The chit, the consciousness raising of yoga.
Yeah. Did you also choose twists because of that? Because twists are kind of like this, like bringing out release. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I think of twists as trying to look for new perspectives. So, what is it that I'm wanting? What am I looking towards? I'm looking at this kind of from a new angle, you know? And as I look at it from a new angle, what is it that I'm ready to let go of? What's in my closet I can I can hand on to someone else. So Marv, you requested yamas and niyamas. Did that we hadn't done a parigraha, I don't think at all this training. So was that helpful to you? You're still muted, so let me ask you to unmute.
Yeah, I like the way you wove it through,
Mm-hmm.
and there's always something to let go of.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a possession or a thought process or something that you've grabbed a hold of to hold on to in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's what what came to me was letting go of expectations I've created. It's a theme that I've been thinking about a lot, about how when I was a kid, I created a whole sense of values and ethics for myself to live by.
Mm-hmm.
And then over my lifetime, I've not lived to those, and realizing that what we create in one phase of life doesn't necessarily even apply to a later phase, and that we have to let go, and we're constantly recreating and evolving. So, yeah, so that was a pretty cool experience for me. And for whatever reason, I'm not quite sure, but the twists today
Mm-hmm.
were really good for my shoulder.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it really let go. I was doing a lot of deck staining, a lot of that
Uh-huh.
motion,
Yeah.
and so today was helpful in
Good.
releasing.
Releasing that tension. I've been
Yeah,
doing
one
deck
one
standing
one
too.
level.
I totally get you.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm like, wow, I'm really sore behind my shoulder blades.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Good. All
And I
right.
appreciate you doing the yamas and niyamas because they're to me a very foundational piece of yoga that I'd like to explore.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. I'm really glad that you asked for that because I think they can be really important themes for people. And And the more they kind of understand that, it's like a new perspective, right? It's bringing a different cultural perspective in. And like some people are discovering, they may be interwoven with other perspectives that they grew up with. Like, you know, when we talked about the Bhagavad Gita and Amber said, I grew up in a Christian household and a lot of these same values were there. It's like looking at it just from new stories, a new angle. What do I want to hold on to? What do I want to let go of? Yeah. 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 And finding the way things are woven together, you know, too. Like how
Yeah,
we,
it's somewhat non-denominational in your whatever, not necessarily tied to religious thoughts, but just all paths that one might take, all varying modalities.
yes. And that's what,
Weaving,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
well, I was going to say when the theme can be woven through wherever somebody is at, it can apply.
Right.
That's really sweet because everyone's going to take out of it what was current for them in that moment, in this day.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah, that's really great. Yeah, and I think if we can teach them that way, like the yamas and niyamas, like Mr. Iyengar would say, yoga is available for you, whatever your cultural background or your religious beliefs, because it's a way of learning how to concentrate, meditate, which people have done in all traditions, you know. And these yamas and niyamas, again, are social and ethical principles that you either choose to value or not. But I think it's interesting to feel into them through the koshas too. Like, how do they apply in our physical body? How do they apply with our energy? Do we tighten around things and that overuses our energy? You know, how does it apply to our mind, heart? In a lot of Eastern traditions, when they talk about the mind, they're not thinking of it as separate from the heart, but we do in our culture. So I'm starting to say heart mind or mind heart instead of just mind because it was incorporated, it wasn't separated. But in our culture, it's very separated. So how do we bring it back together for people? You know, and then how does that feel intuitively? I mean, really, I think Aparigraha is asking us to feel into our intuition. Do I need to be holding on to this, or can I let it go? Yeah. So I totally agree with you. I think it's non-denominational. But a lot of people are afraid that yoga is a kind of religion. So it is something that we may be able to address with our students, you know, if they ask us, you know, because I had families who didn't want their kids to do yoga in my classrooms in Alaska. And at one point, I remember having a conversation with a mother whose doctor had told her she needed to do yoga because she was struggling with breast cancer. And she asked if she could meet with me. This had been a mother who wouldn't let her kids do yoga in my classrooms. And she was like, I'm starting to realize how practices from other places can help me. And, you know, she felt too limited by what her religion had told her and changed her mind and started doing pranayama, which really helped her with her chemotherapy treatment. So that's the other thing too, for me, is not to put other people in boxes. Like, what definitions of other people do I cling to? You know, like I have my mom in a box and my kids in boxes. You know, I don't want to keep them there. I want them to be able to grow, you know. So that was one thing I was contemplating as I got ready for this class this morning. Yeah, how do I not lock other people into my definitions of them?
Keep it fluid.
Keep it fluid. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for the discussion and for the